Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I have with me today a special guest. Here with me today is Dogdayboy.
Hi.
And the theme for today's game is en passant. Okay. Again, this is another short game, and I'm going to skip the opening. The opening, we went right out of book, and it was a bit of a train wreck, actually. I mean, here we are. Well, we're at move 10, and actually by move 8, all 4 knights were off the board. And you can see that black is behind in development and has this kind of gaping hole with the king in the center. And white, I'm playing white. I have a little more development, but I also have a couple of pawn islands. I decide to play my bishop to c4. And I'm essentially threatening a mate here on f7, this focal point, bringing my queen there. Okay, so black answers by defending f7 and at the same time attacking my queen. So I need to seek shelter. I seek shelter behind my pawn. Okay, and so then black answers with c6. Now often when you see a pawn push like that, it's to set up another push to d5 to back up his other pawn. And if you remember what we talked about, if you saw the last episode, we talked about when you have two pieces on the same rank separated by a square, well, they can be vulnerable to a fork by a pawn. And when I saw this move, I figured he was setting up this pawn fork. So I decided to bring my queen back out of that forking position. But really, I didn't need to concern myself about that fork because there's actually something, if he did push that pawn, there's something I could have done to answer that. Do you see what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, what is that?
An en passant.
That's right, I could have done an en passant capture with that pawn, but at the time I didn't see it. So I moved my queen back, and black plays the move anyway. Now, I'm pretty sure black didn't realize the answer of en passant either, because if he had, I don't think there's any way he would have played that move. Okay, but even though I didn't notice it while I was imagining the threat and playing it through, when the move actually happened, I did notice it for what it was, and then I noticed that I could do the en passant capture, which is just like this. So en passant capture is it allows you to capture a pawn that's moved two squares on its initial move as if it had moved just one square. So, you know, hundreds of years ago, the rules of chess were changed. It used to be that pawns could only move one square even on their first move, but then at some point they changed it to allow them to move two squares. I guess it was to help get the game moving a bit quicker. But they didn't want people to use this new rule to evade capture. So they also, at the same time, brought in the rule of en passant, allowing the pawn to be captured as if it had only moved one square. But if you're going to do an en passant capture, you have to do it on the very next move. You can't do other moves and then try doing the en passant. In any case, this en passant capture, if I replay it, is a discovered check, because by moving my pawn off of the e-file, my queen is now checking the king. Okay, so this is working out pretty well for me. Black moves his king there, and now there's a mate in one for white. So if you'd like, you can pause the video and see if you can find it. Okay, do you see what the mate in one is?
Yes. It's moving your queen to e6.
Right. There it is. Checkmate. So that was an interesting example, I thought, of the en passant capture and how, well, I think it was overlooked by both of us at one point, but fortunately, when the time came, I was able to execute it, and because of it, I won the game. So I hope you got something out of it, this episode, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.